Well, hello there. It's been a while since I've done a setup video and some things have changed. So I wanted to do a quick video, we'll see how quick it is, showing what is currently in my everyday go-to planner. I did a setup video when I was using the Finsbury, the electric blue. The Finsbury is not for me at all. It's beautiful and I like it the way it looks, but it's just not, Maldens are me. They fit me a lot better. So I had been using my ochre Malden, the one that I had gotten, but I then gotten a ochre A5 that I started using for my home management, and so I decided to vary it up a little bit and move into my purple. So here we go. I've been using it for about a month now. Took it to Disney World with me, did all my Disney World planning in it beforehand, and I'm really loving it. So here are the same charm that I had on my electric blue Finsbury that I made myself. And side, back, top, pretty packed in there. I love it. Fat Maldens are happy Maldens. Okay, so we'll start over here quickly, just what I have in here. I have mostly paper clips and pin refills. So I've got a couple of magnetic paper clips that I made myself from scrapbook paper, Dollar Tree paper clip. These flower ones, I have 3 of them in here. They were actually clearance at Rite Aid. I went to get my flu shot and saw these, and for $1 for 4, I couldn't pass them up, even though I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use them, but they're pretty. And then I have Friction Slim refills for my pen, which is over here. So that's what's inside there. I do not currently have anything in the long pocket. Don't really tend to use that as much, especially because I have relatively a lot, I feel like, in this pocket, so I didn't want to in the zipper pocket, so I didn't want to bulk it up too much. I still have my page flags that I got from a college office supply fair. They're translucent page flags, so I'll show you how I use those in just a minute. I have 2 pads of the Post-it patterned full adhesive notes, and I use these. I use the green ones especially for if I have a delivery I'm expecting. I will cut it up and write it there, just because delivery estimates can change, and so I can move it around. And the blue one just for random notes. And then I have my washi samples right here. These were the 8 rolls that I had originally. I recently got some more at the Dollar Tree, but I have not made samples of those. So that's just for planning on the go. And then here in this full back pocket here, I have some journaling cards. I'll show you how I use those in a minute. And then I also have some masking stickers. When I got them, the corners were all bent, and so I'm still trying to fix that some. But there we go. Those are all of the supplies that I keep with me at all times when I'm planning. So here is my dashboard. I have just a flyleaf that I made out of an overhead projector sheet. A journaling card. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Still true. And then my dashboard that I ordered from, goodness, I don't even remember. I'll link below the name of the Etsy shop that I got my dividers and such from. I mentioned it in my other video, but all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank. Something about doxies. Anyway, I'll link it below. And I cut the tab off because the tab did not match the rest of the sheet and was my only disappointment with these dividers. But yes, this is my dashboard that I don't really use as a dashboard. I use it. On the back, I have pictures of my sons. So this is my oldest school picture that he just had, and this is an outdated, my youngest is now 14 months, but here was his 9-month picture. I haven't ordered prints in a little while. Here is the dashboard that came with the Filofax, and this one I do use. You can see one of the patterned Post-its. I'll have leftover cut up transparency flags on here as well often. The Filofax thing, I've got my registration number. Next will be that calendar and then my personal information, so I'm going to skip over that. But this is all the stuff I have clipped together with an Ollie U-clip. All the stuff that comes at the front, the fun countries and holidays and all that stuff. It's all clipped together just in case I need it. So here we get into the actual guts of my planner. Let's start with the monthlies. I added just journaling cards and things to the dividers just to spruce them up a little bit. I love the dividers, but I wanted to add some extra color. So I use periodic inserts for my monthly planner, my monthly calendar. So show you, we went to Disney World, so I used washi there. We were there last week. But I color code. I will show you my color coding key in just a second. But my monthlies, I just put on big events. I have a lot of things for my son's school, from his school calendar. But birthdays, appointments, none of the day-to-day sort of stuff, just stuff that I need to transfer over to my weeklies when I do it, as well as just some monthly chores. I always have my monthly cleaning, and then I'm a minister, and we have a annual charge conference, and so I have my annual report that I have to do as a pastor, and that is due today, and I finished it yesterday because that's just how I roll sometimes, but I had that on there for my monthly to do. So you can see I have them for 2015 too. I've just filled in the blank things, mostly school dates and birthdays. So we'll move on now to my weeklies. My weeklies are where I have all of my to-dos and day-to-day sort of things. So another journaling card. This is my color key. I will show it up there. I have pink for personal, dark green for my youngest son, dark blue for my oldest son, red for any other fixed time, so appointments, stuff that has to happen at that time, light blue for laundry. We do cloth diapers, and I have 2 kids. There are a lot of laundry in this house. And then light green is for household. So I'm currently using the Piaric weekly inserts, and I love them for 2014. Since I have the Filofax inserts for 2015, I'm planning on starting to use those in the new year, but I'm still using the Piaric for now. I just didn't see the point in ordering new ones when I have ones that work already. I meant to show, flashback here right quick, just to show how I use some of the journaling cards, some other ways I use them. This is for a no-spend September to keep track of, and then I did one of the Instagram photo-a-days for planners, and so that's how I was keeping track of that. That's how I use them in the monthlies. I'll show you in just a minute. This is another journaling card, but I'll show you how I use them regularly in the weeklies. So here's my weekly. I don't do extensive decorating, but I like to put some washi. I use dewdrops for my cleaning chores so that when I've cleaned the bathrooms, I clean the bathrooms on Tuesday. So when I do it, I can go over to the next week, plop it down. That's where water plants is already because I don't need to do that next week. Or this week, I guess. This is how I use the transparent stickies. I use the blue ones for my oldest son for things I need to remember to put in his bag. So he's in pre-K right now, so he's not quite old enough to take it on himself. So he has to return a library book on Tuesday, so I have that written in his color, and then have one of the translucent flags over it. And then he has show and tell on Wednesday, so that I remember to put it in his bag. Likewise, for my annual report, I used pink because that's to do with me, and put that on there. So I use a big ollie clip to keep all of mine together. I also use the flags, I'll show you, here to something that I need to put in my youngest son's baby book. It's a green one for that reason, because he got a new tooth, and so I needed to record it, but I didn't have the baby book right there. How else I use them for the journaling cards, for thank you notes, so I can keep track of which ones I've written. Here's another one for thank you notes. My boys had birthdays. You can get an idea of how I decorate. Sometimes stickers, sometimes not. I'm not big on stickers. Sometimes basically nothing. That's just a little bit of washi. This was the first week back at school, so I had some stickers there. More washi. Sometimes I'll add quotes or Bible verses. Sometimes I don't. I got a really cute book of stickers from the Target dollar spot that's all fall stuff, so I've been using a lot of that lately. We went to Disney World, so I had some Disney stickers. Alright, so that is my weekly section. This lays open on my desk, so I can refer to it to see what's going on, like when I need to go grocery shopping. We have big fun plans for the weekend. It's my husband's birthday on Wednesday. Also my laundry stuff. So I did our laundry today. I'm doing the diapers and my youngest tomorrow. Tuesday will be my oldest laundry, and more diapers, always more diapers. So that is my weekly section. The next section is my to-dos. So that's just a reminder for when I get discouraged looking at my to-do list that it's a happy day. So I have here my cleaning schedule that I've printed out. I've been following this cleaning schedule for years, so I don't have to reference it often. And I like the way the back of this journaling card looked, so I keep it this way. So I have some long-term to-dos, some things I've been needing to do for years. I have, a couple of years ago, I got really into doing things around the house, like DIY projects. And so I've crossed a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do with this house. We've lived here for 5 years, off over the past couple of years. But here are the remaining things. This is one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs. These are my monthly cleaning responsibilities. I divided stuff that has to be done twice a year or once a year up over the months to make sure that everything gets done. And then I recorded them on my monthly calendar so I know which month I have to do them. Peach recipes. I got a whole bunch of peaches one time at the farmer's market, and there have been a whole bunch of recipes that I wanted to try out. So I kept track of which ones I'd tried. Didn't get to the individual peach pies or the peach popsicles, but did the rest. Stuff for my son's birthday. This one I need to still fill out, but recipes to try. So I use my to-dos both as things in the moment that need to get done, and then also long-term, kind of like a list, but ones that I check off things more. Now, speaking of lists, here's my list section. On the front, this used to be my work section back before I went on family leave. And so I have the description from the United Methodist Book of Discipline for what it is to be a deacon. I printed it out on a transparency and ollie clipped it to the front of this binder, divider, not binder, so that I could remind myself every time I made this, I made it look pretty and to remind myself of what my job is, what my call is. So this was my work section. Even though it's not, I wanted to still keep it on there. So there it is. So my list section, I have a bunch of different things. I have books that I've read in 2014 because I'm trying to read a book a week. I'm currently on book 42, 41 actually, sorry. And so I think either on schedule or one book behind. I went through a little while where I didn't read, I didn't have time, so I'm trying to catch up now. But these are just all the books I've read and when the day that I finished them from. And I just have them clipped together because there are a lot of pages, as you might imagine. And then I have books to read, so things that have been recommended to me by friends that I want to read. I've read a lot of them. I need to add some more recommendations I recently got. I have my wish list to help make it easy for Christmas coming up because I'm horrible to shop for. I admit that and know it. I printed out a 30-day mom challenge and a 30-day marriage challenge that I plan on doing next month, so I stuck those in there. I have a list of things to do. I'm covering up some of the stuff. This divider stays here all the time just so I can flip to it. But so it has a list of parks and stuff near me and farms, and so I don't want to put that everywhere. But yeah, just places to go with the boys in case there's a time I'm trying to figure out. And then next, I'm covering up the areas because I have places to eat and I have fast food. Those are everywhere, so I'm not as worried about that. But I have broken down by area of town all of the rest of the restaurants that we like to go to. So if we're in a specific area, it's around dinner time, we can think about what are some places around here that we like. So I have several pages of that, and that fills up the rest of this. So I will move on to the next section, but that's the last bit of list that I have in there. So this was in my pocket Malden, and I had nowhere else to put it, so I just stuck it in here because it kind of matches with the yellow. This was my Disney planning section. The Disney trip is over, but I've been planning for it for several months, and so it was in here for quite a while. So instead, since I got rid of my pocket-size Filofax, which had been some of my expense tracking, that was the main thing I really was using it for, was expense tracking, I have moved that into here. So I still only have the personal size inserts. So I want to use, or the pocket size inserts, so I want to use those up first. Thankfully they have larger holes, so I was able to make them fit in here. So once these are used up, I have another couple of packs of them I stockpile, and now I kind of wish I hadn't, but they were cheap where I got them. So pocket size inserts in a personal size, it works just fine. So until these run out, this is where I'm doing my expense tracking, mostly for cash purchases because the credit card purchases are tracked online for me. So there's that. It's kind of a finance section. And my last section is spare papers, mostly graph paper and a couple of other sheets. I have in my ochre Malden that's not being used right now, the personal size, I have all the other extra paper, but this is just some. And then I have a top-loading envelope that has, these were from the Target Dollar Spot, craft sticker labels. I love them, so cute. Some dewdrops, some stickers, some more stickers, just things to decorate and use right there. And then I don't have anything in here. I have important documents for our trip in there. And then I just have in the back a pad of paper from the Dollar Spot. I took off the magnet, and so I used just a couple of pieces of cardstock to reinforce the back so that it's firm in there. But it's not quite as firm as if I'd left the cardboard on. But yeah, I use this for quick notes and also anything that I need for lists. I can then punch it and stick it right in because it's just about the right size for personal. And then my Friction Slim is 0.38, so it fits perfectly. It's a purple pen and it came with purple ink, but I switched it out for black ink just because it works better for me. But I still have the purple in there if I need it. So this is my everyday planner. That's what I've got, how I've got it set up. I would love any suggestions you have, especially how you make a finance section work for you. I have all my budgeting stuff and all my bill trackers. That's all in my A5 and my home management. But I would love recommendations for a good insert for personal size finance that you found useful, because I know the Filofax ones, some people like them, some don't. So any suggestions you have for inserts for finance would be great. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.